Thank you. Um, in the housing services section, where I provide information about the affordable units, homeownership, and tenant landlord law. So, what is affordable housing? Based on the Housing and Urban Development Authority, it's a place where you pay 30% of your income. So that's the general rule. Let's say, for example, your income is $4,000 a month, then your rent and your utilities should be no more than $1,200, and that's basically it. Of course, we know that's not true on a lot of situations. So what we did is we tried to make units affordable, and that's what the county uh, decided to approach and made affordable units. What it is in Arlington is agreements the county reached with apartment complex owners and developers, and based on those agreements and what they receive, they separate a number of them and rent the units at a lower rate. It's like saying receiving a discount, but it's not a program. It's not something that they receive. It's every month because that's a program. And this is something they receive beforehand, and based on that, they agree for a specific period of time, like 30, 40, part of, for example, 99 years, to keep the unit at a lower rate. And that's what we call affordable. And the good thing about this is that you don't need anything from the county to go rent your unit. We provide you with the list, but all the renting, all the availability is directly through them. You go like any regular tenant. The only difference between you and a tenant that's paying market is that you have to meet certain income requirements. And that's the only difference. So we have around 11,000 units. We have a bigger number now. And the county also makes sure that these units meet conditions that are livable for them. We have regular inspections of them, and we also go and verify that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing and not let's say, trying to play the game. Okay? So, since that's all in affordable apartments, there are also what we call market rate affordable. These are complexes that because they are either old or they are in places that are not that really accessible, let's say, to buses or markets or shops or entertainment, the rent is below what their normal is. And these sometimes are apartment complexes that do have lower rents, even lower than affordable apartments, and that's also part of our let's say apartments that we try to maintain. Of course, as time goes by, they are starting to disappear, and whenever that happens, we try to either make them affordable, investing in them, so they can, renew and renovate. Now, of course, the people that it's in the market have to meet certain income requirements. How we determine what are those incomes? The Housing and Urban Development Authority determine every year what is the income per area. In this, it's, for example, the Washington metropolitan area. And every year they give a number. This is the area median income. The standard is a family of 4 at 100%. Now, from that number, they also calculate what is allowable. They say 80% of the area median income. That means you're making 80%. You're making 50%. You're making 30%. And that's what determines what you can receive in the system. For example, the agreements we have with the apartment complexes say this number of units are going to rent it at 80% of the median income. So people that are in between that range can qualify. These other units are at 50% of the median income. So people that make the 50% can qualify. If you make more, of course, you're making too much, you don't qualify. But if you're less, then you're able to rent and afford those units. And that's what we use the area median income for. And that helps us determine, and not only us, everybody. For example, rental assistance programs use that to determine what you receive or what you can receive or what you're able to. So, and this is what helps everybody determine the number. And it changes every year, so sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. Now, if you rent an affordable apartment and rent it at a rate, of course, this also determines what will be the rent increase for the year. And because of the agreement, they said we're going to follow these rules. So that's the way it usually works. So for this year, this is the calculated values for area median income, 80%, 50%. The household size is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say, for example, if you're a household of 10, and at 40%, you will not make more than $71,800,000. If you make more than that, you don't qualify. But it also determines what it can use or what programs you'll be able to tap into. Now, affordable housing, since it's not specific to anyone, it has market rate and affordable, look like any other apartment complex. We have, for example, Urbella, we have Clarendon Court. They're well maintained. Of course, not everything is perfect, but they look like any other complex. And where you can find it. And our webpage is the best place to find the affordable unit because you have the list of complexes where we have them separated by neighborhood, so you can choose where you want to live. We have their address of the leasing office and the telephone number of the leasing office. And at the beginning of there, we inquired to report us any vacancies. So every month we create a list of vacancies for people that are looking and they can find it. Or you can call us and we'll guide you through the page. And for affordable units or market rate units, these are the basics of what you need. An ID. It could be a driver's license, a passport, anything that has your name and your photo. That's usually basically they want to compare. Social security number. They do it for purposes. But if you don't have that, some complexes do accept the TIN, tax ID number, that you can get it. Any proof of income, because if you're looking for an affordable unit, you have to meet the income requirements and they verify it. So that's it. Some of them are going to ask you for references. So you can have that. They will ask you to pay fees, usually an application fee, and you can do it with check or with money order. If you have rental assistance like the voucher or housing grants provide you a letter. The voucher also provides you with something that you're going to receive this kind of rent assistance and that will be used as payment. And that's basically what you need in any complex. And if you have any questions, we're on the webpage or we have our number. I answer most of the time. I'm not the only one, but everybody that answers will provide you the information or guide you on whatever you need. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, we always consider gross income. In a very few cases, we'll consider net income, but those are special. Yes.
Thank you. What do you mean by references?
Well,
Because I've heard that before and I just wanted to be prepared.
references may be other places you live. They want to see they want to hear from other landlords, or they may require personal
Are they
references.
personal references, business references, or
Personal references mostly, or business if they require other landlords that you had before. Mostly it's landlords. Now, if you don't have other places that you have lived, they will say, well, we want to know about your character. Do you have any friends that can vouch for you? And that will be personal reference that way. Well, it could be in the metropolitan area. Now, if you're moving from California, we'll accept references from California. A lot of complexes will take that into consideration. We don't have the live-in requirement like other jurisdictions. So let's say you're moving from the moon. It's fine. You're allowed to do it here. Any other questions?
Regarding references, how about if you're only renting a room, the reference will be valid from the landlord?
If you're renting a room, the person that's renting you a room is your landlord, and he can provide the references.
What about if you don't get a loan because they are?
Well, you can find other character references.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's, you see, that's a double-edged sword. So if they're asking for references, it's better if you ask them, what kind of references are you looking for? Are you looking from landlords? Are you looking personal references? Are you, what they're looking for? And they can tell you. And if they tell you, then you go and look for that. It's something everybody will ask you, but if you're in doubt, you ask them what kind of reference. Even if you go to a work, looking for work, they tell you, we want personal references. You see the card. Other places, they say, we want business references. So it depends to them. It's not really an outline that says, this is the reference and they cannot deny. It depends on the person that's renting or asking for it. Okay?
Hi, good morning. Are CAFs the same as ADUs, or are they different? They're different?
Committed affordable units are the ones that have the agreements with us. Affordable dwelling units are under their homeownership program. But both are the same for all intents and purposes of renting. Any other questions?